How to overcome anxiety and depression in 2023. If you deal with anxiety, there are strategies you can use to avoid feeling consumed by it. Here are some quick solutions to help you address the situation immediately, as well as long-term methods to combat a recurring issue.
Hello there and welcome to World Events, home of top inspiration and motivation. Before we get started, be sure to click the subscribe button and remember to hit the bell notification for more content like this.
Breathe. There are ways to calm your anxiety. Know that feeling of your heart beating faster in response to a stressful situation? Or perhaps your palms get sweaty when you're confronted with an overwhelming task or event. If you haven't recognized your triggers yet, here are a few common ones. Your first day at a new job, meeting your partner's family, or giving a presentation in front of a lot of people. Everyone has different triggers, and identifying them is one of the most important steps to coping with and managing anxiety attacks. Identifying your triggers can take some time and self-reflection. In the meantime, there are things you can do to help calm or quiet your anxiety from taking over. 5 quick ways to cope with anxiety. If your anxiety is sporadic and getting in the way of your focus or tasks, there are some quick, natural remedies that could help you take control of the situation. If your anxiety is focused around a situation, such as being worried about an upcoming event, you may notice the symptoms are short-lived and usually subside after the anticipated event takes place. 5. Write down your thoughts. Writing down what's making you anxious gets it out of your head and can make it less daunting. These relaxation tricks are particularly helpful for those who experience anxiety sporadically. They may also work well for someone who has generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, when they're in a bind. However, if you suspect you have GAD, quick coping methods shouldn't be the only kind of treatment you employ. You'll want to find long-term strategies to help lessen the severity of symptoms and even help prevent them from happening. 4. Go for a walk or do 15 minutes of yoga. Sometimes the best way to stop anxious thoughts is to walk away from the situation. Taking some time to focus on your body and not your mind may help relieve your anxiety. 3. Use aromatherapy. Whether they're in essential oil form, incense, or a candle, natural scents like lavender, chamomile, and sandalwood can be very soothing. Aromatherapy is thought to help activate certain receptors in your brain, potentially easing anxiety. 2. Practice focused, deep breathing. Try breathing in for 4 counts and breathing out for 4 counts for 5 minutes total. By evening out your breath, you'll slow your heart rate, which should help calm you down. The 4-7-8 technique is also known to help anxiety. 1. Question your thought pattern. Negative thoughts can take root in your mind and distort the severity of the situation. One way is to challenge your fears. Ask if they're true and see where you can take back control. 8 long-term strategies for coping with anxiety. If anxiety is a regular part of your life, it's important to find treatment strategies to help you keep it in check. It might be a combination of things like talk therapy and meditation, or it might just be a matter of cutting out or resolving your anxiety trigger. If you're not sure where to start, it's always helpful to discuss options with a mental health professional who might suggest something you hadn't thought of before. 8. Ask your doctor about medications. If your anxiety is severe enough that your mental health practitioner believes you'd benefit from medication, there are a number of directions to go depending on your symptoms. Discuss your concerns with your doctor. 7. Keep your body and mind healthy. Exercising regularly, eating balanced meals, getting enough sleep, and staying connected to people who care about you are great ways to stave off anxiety symptoms. 6. Try supplements or change your diet. Changing your diet or taking supplements is definitely a long-term strategy. Research shows certain supplements or nutrients help anxiety reduction. These include lemon balm, omega-3 fatty acids, ashwagandha, green tea, valerian root, kava. However, it can take a few months before your body is actually running on the nutrition these herbs and foods provide. If you're taking other medications, make sure to discuss herbal remedies with your doctor, as there can be adverse reactions. 5. Socialize. Although each person is different, and some people experience social anxiety, Spending time with friends and family on a regular basis may help you manage your anxiety. Socialization can help relieve stress, encourage feelings of laughter and togetherness, and decrease loneliness. Research trusted source has shown that social connectedness can help you become more resilient to stress in the long run. 4. Keep a journal. It can be helpful to create a habit of writing down your thoughts and emotions in a journal each day. The process of writing down thoughts itself can be calming for some. However, it can also help you keep track of when you experience anxiety, how it makes you feel, and what sort of things trigger it. 3. Do a daily or routine meditation. While this takes some practice to do successfully, mindful meditation, when done regularly, can eventually help you train your brain to dismiss anxious thoughts when they arise. If sitting still and concentrating is difficult, try starting with yoga or walking meditation. There are many free guided meditations on apps like Insight Timer that can help you get started. 2. Adopt cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT. CBT helps people learn different ways of thinking about and reacting to anxiety-causing situations. A therapist can help you develop ways to change negative thought patterns and behaviors before they spiral. 1. Identify and learn to manage your triggers. You can identify triggers on your own or with a therapist. Sometimes they can be obvious, like caffeine, drinking alcohol, or smoking. Other times they can be less obvious. Long-term problems such as financial or work-related situations may take some time to figure out. Is it a due date, a person, or the situation? This may take some extra support through therapy or with friends. When you do figure out your trigger, you should try to limit your exposure if you can. If you can't limit it, like it's due to a stressful work environment that you can't currently change, using other coping techniques may help. When is my anxiety harmful? Identifying what sort of anxiety you're dealing with can be somewhat challenging because how one's body reacts to perceived danger can be entirely different compared to another person. It's likely you heard anxiety as a blanket term for that general feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. It's often a feeling in response to an upcoming event that has an uncertain outcome. Every person deals with it at one time or another, because it's part of our brain's response to a perceived danger, even if that danger isn't real. That said, there are times anxiety can get serious and turn into anxiety attacks that initially feel manageable and then gradually build up over a few hours. This is different from a panic attack, which is out of the blue and subsides. It's also possible to experience an anxiety and panic attack simultaneously. The quick coping strategies mentioned above may also help with a panic attack. Other mindful strategies to cope with panic attacks include focusing on an object, repeating a mantra, closing your eyes, and going to your happy place. If you notice that quick tips haven't been working, you may want to consider seeing a professional for help, especially if you believe you have GAD and it's interfering with routine activities and causing physical symptoms. A mental health professional can help with streamlining the process of identifying your triggers, maintaining long-term strategies through behavioral therapy, medications, and more. Anxiety may always be a part of your life, but it shouldn't overtake your day-to-day. Even the most extreme anxiety disorders can be treated so that the symptoms aren't overwhelming.